Dear viewers, Drishti IAS presents to you a new program, Editorial Analysis. In this program, we will analyze editorials published in major English newspapers such as The Hindu, Indian Express, etc. for effective understanding of students. In this program, we will mainly focus on three things. First, establishing link of the editorial to UPSC syllabus. Second, understanding the main points of editorial under key points. And third, discussing important concepts mentioned in the editorial or which are necessary to understand the editorial. Hope you all like this new initiative of Drishti IAS. Please feel free to give your suggestions and opinions. So starting with today's editorial analysis. Today's editorial appeared in The Hindu with the name Ominous Contraction, and it talks about the fall in core sector industry output in the recent months due to COVID-19 and lockdown. Let's see its linkage to UPSC syllabus. It can be linked under GS3 to Indian economy and issues relating to planning, mobilization of resource, development and employment. And you can also link it to effects of liberalization, changes in industrial policy and effects on industrial growth, because we are talking about industrial growth. Let's see the key points. The editorial discusses the shortfall in the core sector output that has been registered in the recent months because of COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing nationwide lockdown, because of which all the economic activities in India are under strain, and it's going to hurt economy in the long run. As per the provisional figures released by the Commerce Ministry, out of the 8 core industries, 7 industries have registered a shortfall in their output. Only one industry is showing the positive growth, resulting in sharpest contraction in the index since April 2012. Now this index is Index of Industrial Production, that is IIP. So as per this index, the 7 out of the 8 core industries, 7 have registered negative growth, while only one, that is coal sector, has registered positive growth. The total output has contracted around 6.5% in 1 month, which is huge because the economic activities have been halted only for 7 days in the end of March. The impact of this 7 days has been a contraction in output by 6.5%. Now you can imagine when the total data would be out for the entire month of April and a significant portion of May, how much the shortfall would be. This has been the steepest fall in the core sector output in last 8 years, which actually indicates towards the protracted economic pain that economy will have to endure from here onwards. Let us just give a glance to growth rates in percentage in the March 2020. Let's also compare it with the March 19 figure. The coal sector only has registered a positive growth, as you can see. Rest all have registered a negative growth. And you can see the corresponding growths in March 19. Over here, only crude oil had registered a negative growth, and total overall index is minus 6.5. This has not been so low in any of the previous months in last 1 year. Let's see the industry-wise contraction. The petroleum refineries have slid only by 0.5% because the transportation sector was idled only for the last week of March and it was active till 24th of March. Only minus 0.5% growth has been registered over here. However, when you compare it with other sectors like electricity has registered minus 7.2% and steel production has registered 13% contraction. This reflects the underlying stress in the economy because contraction in demand side. The electricity's demand has been staggered, and so is the case with steel production. As long as industries do not make a demand for steel and electricity, their growth wouldn't pick up, and hence the underlying stress in the economy is reflective here. Demand for electricity declined by more than 9% in March, according to the data from National Load Dispatch Center, because of shutting off all non-essential industries and commercial establishments. As you all know, theaters, industry, shops, all the commercial establishments have been shut down. Even the offices have been shut down. So all the demand from commercial sector of electricity has taken a dip. This is again worrisome because the power sector as such had been exempted from the lockdown because it is considered as essential service. Lump in demand from the commercial customers is worrisome because it's going to have a cascading impact. Why? Because DISCOMs, as you all know, the distribution companies had already been suffering from the stress, because of which the government had floated the Uday scheme previously to help the DISCOMs tide over their stress. Now this new Contraction in the demand from the commercial customers is going to cause further problems in cash flows to DISCOMs, and DISCOMs are going to suffer again. Now, coal is the only sector which has recorded a positive figure in March. As we spoke before, the coal is the only sector which is positive as compared to other sectors. But even this is not a very happy picture, because if you compare it with February, it has dipped almost 1/3. And if you compare it with March 2019, it's less than half. And as you all know, the economy is not going to pick up very soon, even after the lockdown. So industries like steel and cement are unlikely to revive, and because of that, the production of coal is very unlikely to pick up after April and May, and the fall would continue. This 4% would further fall in the coming months. Now, the construction sector, as you all know, has also been hit by the lockdown, and it's going to face labor supply also. So if construction sector is not going to pick up, all the industries dependent on construction sector will also take a hit, like cement industry, energy industry, transportation. So because of construction sector, cement may see a production shrink in the first month of the new fiscal year, that is April. And now, as you all know, there's been a mayhem in oil market also, because of the demand glut in the international oil market, and global crude prices have been tumbling and have registered negative pricing. So this is going to undermine the energy sector also. If you take the energy sector, it's crude oil and natural gas which is already registering a negative growth. In conclusion, the editorial says that April's overall core output, now the figures we just saw is for March, but April's overall core output appears to be headed for even sharper contraction, as we all can envisage from here itself, because the entire April month has been under the economic shutdown, the lockdown. And with 8 major industries, that is, which comprise of the core sector, weighing around 40.3% in the IIP, their weightage is more than 40% if you take the entire industrial sector. Just the core industry account for 40%. It is going to drag the entire industrial output in the negative territory. How would you come out of this? The onus would fall on center to massively lift the public spending on infrastructure and construction sector once the lockdown eases, to revive the economy. Let us see the associated key concepts. We have been talking about the core sector. So the core sector is basically comprising of 8 sectors which are very essential for an economy, and they represent the capital base of the economy. It's on these sectors the entire economy is built on, and they are the very foundation of economy. These sectors are electricity, steel, refinery products, crude oil, coal, cement, natural gas, fertilizers. You need to remember these sectors because this may appear in your prelims exam also, and they are important for your general economic knowledge. Now, if you see their weightage in the IIP, that is Index of Industrial Production, cumulatively they account for more than 40% of weight of the total industrial output of India. And if you arrange them weight-wise in this IIP, you would see that petroleum has the highest weight, then electricity, then steel and coal, and then going forward there is crude oil, natural gas, cement, and fertilizer holds the lowest weight, that is of 2.63. Now, why are these industries called the core? Because they have a major impact on general economic activities. If you register a downfall in these industries, that means your total economic activity is on a downfall. Now, we have been talking about the IIP again and again. So what is IIP? It's Index of Industrial Production, and it shows the growth rates in different industry groups of the economy, how economy is performing when you analyze it through industrial groups. That is, if you divide all the industries like coal sector, steel, cement, manufacturing goods. So if you analyze it industry wise, now there is industrial production, there are goods production, there are services in an economy. So IIP measures just the growth of industry. IIP is compiled and published monthly by CSO, that is Central Statistical Organization, which works under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. It gives a composite indicator of the measures of growth rate of industry groups. So you can classify these industry groups as broad sectors, namely mining, manufacturing, and electricity. You can classify them like this. Or you can also classify them as use-based, such as basic goods industry, capital goods industries, and intermediate goods industry. So the current IIP that we calculate is based on the year 2011 and 12, which was recently changed. And the 8 core industry of India represent 40% of the weight, as we discussed above. What is the significance of IIP? It is the only measure on physical volume of production, how much as an economy we are producing industry-wise. And it is used by government agencies also, such as Ministry of Finance and RBI, for policy making purpose, because they get an idea how your economy is performing industry-wise, and then they can regulate the policy rates and everything and make changes in policy. And IIP also remains extremely relevant for calculation of quarterly and advanced GDP estimates, because if you get the idea of industrial sector of growth, then you get an overall idea of the other sectors which are associated with industries, and if these are performing well, that means economy is doing well, and you can give quarterly and advanced GDP estimates reliably based on IIP numbers. So for prelims, you need to be aware of the IIP, core sector. For mains, you can prepare on significance of core sector, challenges in core sector with respect to growth and production, the government steps that have been taken by the governments to revive this sector or push this sector.